We normally tell bizarre stories from across the globe. So my name is Mark29 and welcome. Yeah, so today we have really very many stories from very different part of the world. Also, we do have very shocking, some are really shocking, some are really terrifying, some are really very funny. Yeah, so that is why we are here, to tell those stories. Yeah, I hope you're doing great. I and mine are great. I hope you and yours are doing great. So without wasting time, actually yesterday was amazing. We took time to at least familiarize with each other. Yeah, yesterday we did play a few games, or we did play a game which was also amazing. Yeah, and today we are here for serious business, right? Yeah, so friend, on to our main story. Yeah, today we are actually not doing what we normally call trending stories in Kenya, because it's on a Friday. Yeah, and normally on Fridays you take it easy. Right? So today we are only going to cover bizarre news stories or bizarre stories from across the world. Yeah, so friend, one onto the first bizarre story. It says, the literal cat burglar. That is the title. And then it says, a school in New Zealand finally caught a serial in underwear thief on camera after a year of missing garments. The culprit was a, guess who? The culprit was a cat. Let me read that again for you. The literal cat burglar. A school in New Zealand finally caught a serial underwear thief on camera after a year of missing garments. The culprit was a cat. Imagine a scenario whereby, hello too, I can see Pinto Kumar. No, I'm not actually Pinto Kumar, I'm a man. Yeah, I can see you saying that hello. Somebody there, no, I'm a man. So, the thing is, what I was saying is, this, imagine your garments or your underwears have been missing for the past, or did it say? Almost a year? Yeah. They've been missing for the past year plus. Yeah? Hello to brother. We're great. Somebody told me to say namaste, Pinto Kumar. We appreciate. So, you are, maybe we are living, let's say, for example, I assume that we are living like very many people. So let's say, let me give a number of 100 or maybe 50 people, 50 people, 50 to 100. And then our underwears have been missing. So you normally, obviously, I remember there is a time that I was in a boarding school. I can see somebody known as M and KP Tai. Say Bay Pinto Kumar, namaste. Thank you very much. Thank you also Ko Tai. Yeah, we hope that you will subscribe. You'd support us by subscribing. So what I was saying is, there is a time that I was schooling in a day, not a day, but a boarding school. So here in my country, we normally, like most parents, are very busy. So they take their children to boarding schools where they stay there for 3 months. That is a term. And then when they close, they come home. So I remember there is a time during my high school days, I lost a few underwears. Yeah, you wash, you air, and then when you come maybe in the evening, you cannot find any. So now I'm assuming like this scenario here whereby underwears have been missing and nobody knows where they disappear to. So they decided, like, this institution decided, like, now what we'll do is put CCTV cameras everywhere so that we can monitor where they disappear to or who steals those underwears. They install Pintu Kumar, you're saying you're from India. Thank you very much. We love India. Yeah, India is a great country. So they installed a CCTV camera, and then guess who the culprit was? It was a cat. A cat was stealing people's underwear. So this is a serial underwear thief, and the title was The Literal Cat Burglar. A school in New Zealand finally caught a serial underwear thief on camera after a year of missing garments. The culprit was a local cat. Yeah, so that is our first bizarre story from New Zealand. On to our second bizarre story. Wastewater swimmer. Now listen to this. Workers at a Kentucky wastewater plant had to rescue a deer that was found taking a late night swim in a clarifying tank. Yeah, it says wastewater swimmer. Workers at a Kentucky wastewater plant had to rescue a deer that was taking a late night swim in a clarifying tank. You see, the thing is, this deer wasn't actually swimming. Yeah, you know, maybe an animal, maybe what do we call a lion, or a deer, not a deer, sorry, a lion or a cheetah, or maybe a hyena was chasing this deer. So while this deer was trying to rescue its life, it accidentally jumped into a wastewater tank. Yeah, so jumping into a wastewater tank was actually the best option rather than to wait and be somebody's dinner or somebody's snack. So the deer jumped. Unfortunately for her, the people who were working at that wastewater rescued that deer, and then the deer is safe by now. We hope it's safe. It was not actually injured, so it ran away after it was rescued, which is a very good thing. Yeah, the other day we said that if you ever come across maybe an animal that is injured, or maybe an animal that needs your help, kindly do not hesitate. If you know or you believe that the animal cannot be aggressive or cannot maybe harm you in any way, then rescue the animal. If you believe or you think that the animal might harm you, then call the relevant authorities to come and rescue them, right? So that is the best thing you can do. So that was our second bizarre story, which was saying wastewater swimmer. Workers at a Kentucky wastewater plant had to rescue a deer that was found taking a late night swim in a clarifying tank. I believe also the Kentucky, I believe, is in the US, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I do believe that. So the deer is fine. That was our second bizarre story. Moving on to the third bizarre story. Black Panther and leopard date. You can imagine a scenario whereby a Black Panther and a leopard are seen together. It rarely occurs. So it says, rare footage of a Black Panther and a leopard drinking water together at a tiger reserve in India has gone viral, capturing a peaceful moment between the two predators. It's like, you see these animals here are actually showing us that we human beings can live together. Like, we can, you see, there are people who believe like maybe so and so looks this way, so I and him or I and her cannot work together. Like, we cannot live together. Yeah, So if these animals that are not like they do, animals, most animals, I believe they don't like communicate the way we human beings do, like hello. So if animals that do not have a certain language of communication can come together, drink water together, and maybe even work together, why can't you and I, we as human beings, come together, and maybe even if there is a fight somewhere, even if maybe we are having a very big misunderstanding, we can actually come together and decide like we can work together. Yeah, they say united we stand, divided we fall. Imagine a scenario whereby maybe we were all united like against anything that came in between us, we as human beings. Yeah, be it where you come from, be it where you're located. We just, if we happen to meet somewhere, or even if it's not about meeting, maybe we choose like we want something known as peace, we want good leadership, we want accountability. Imagine where the world would be right now. But there are people, you find that someone wants to at least lift something or create something great, and there are people who are trying to drag him or her behind. Like they cannot stand seeing somebody doing good, or trying to do good to either the society or to himself. Yeah, so what we can do is, you see, a leopard and a black panther are sharing water. Yeah, why can't you and I also share so that we can at least get to somewhere? Yeah, like be united. It doesn't matter where you come from or who you are. We just unite and then we move forward, right? All right. Okay, moving on. That was our third bizarre story, which was saying Black Panther and leopard date. Rare footage of a black panther and a leopard drinking water together at a tiger reserve in India has gone viral, capturing a peaceful moment between the two predators. So that was our third bizarre story. Moving on to the fourth bizarre story. It says the world's largest sock monkey. That is the title, and then it explains an art student in Britain has gained attention for creating and stuffing what is claimed to be the world's largest sock monkey. Somebody might be wondering, like, what is a sock monkey? A sock monkey, this is actually a toy. Yeah, a toy made from socks. So this student from Britain has made the largest sock monkey. Like this student has actually stuffed a lot of things in this monkey, to such an extent, sock monkey, to such an extent that it has gained attention. Like everybody wants to know, like, what did she put in that sock monkey? Like, it's too big. Yeah, very big. It's in such a way that it has gained attention. Everybody wants to know how she did it, how she made it. Yeah, a sock monkey. So it says the world's largest sock monkey, that is, an art student in Britain has gained attention for creating and stuffing what is claimed to be the world's largest sock monkey. Yeah, so that happened in Britain. Yeah, if maybe you want to see that sock monkey, you can actually go Google. You can see it, though you cannot see the actual size, but it's there. Yeah, so that was our fourth bizarre story. Moving on to the fifth bizarre story. It says a man in Ohio accidentally, now listen to that, a man in Ohio accidentally made a mistake while purchasing his usual lottery ticket, which led to him winning 291,000 USD jackpot or dollar jackpot. This is actually, they saying he made a mistake. This actually like a mistake which turned into luck. Imagine a scenario whereby, or a situation whereby you normally come to the lottery, you buy either your $100 or your $50. This one here, maybe it could have been maybe $291, and then it turned out to be 291,000 US dollar. $291,000. This is a lot of money. If I convert this into Kenyan shillings, this is a lot of money. Yeah, it might be 30 something million. Yeah, it's a lot of money. It was a mistake which turned out to be good luck. Yeah, I believe Ohio is in the US, and I'm sure this guy here is sorted like for a very long period of time. Yeah, $291,000. This is good money. Yeah, very good money. So congratulations to him, which was our fifth bizarre story. A man in Ohio accidentally made a mistake while purchasing his usual lottery ticket, which led to him winning a $291,000 jackpot. Amazing. Yeah. So moving on to the sixth bizarre story. Viral AI. Now listen to this. Viral AI Shayari girl. I believe most of you have maybe heard or listened to this Shayari girl. Yeah, a viral AI Shayari girl. Maybe you thought the girl was actually like real. If you thought she was real, then listen to this. A Shayari girl who garnered 30 million views for her poetry on social media was revealed to be entirely AI generated, sparking debate about digital authenticity. Yeah, so everybody was like, wow, this girl has a nice voice. Wow, this guy is very, very beautiful. Wow, she's amazing, she's talented. In fact, garnering 30 million views is not a joke. It's not something easy. Even garnering 1 million views is not a joke. So imagine 30 million. Yeah. So it has been discovered that the amazing, the beautiful voice wasn't actually a human being's voice. It was from a AI. It was generated by AI. There is a day I came across a certain model somewhere, not in real, on social media. So I thought like, wow, this girl is the prettiest woman I've ever seen. And then surprisingly, reading the caption, it wasn't even a real human being. It was AI model, an AI model. Yeah, she spoke like a human being. She smiled like a human being. She even had like emotions, that is. But surprisingly, she wasn't human. So now the debate is about digital authenticity. Yeah, that is the debate that is currently, which came actually from this Shayari girl. Yeah, so maybe a time will come whereby maybe you'll be talking to maybe somebody on phone or maybe on camera, thinking that you're talking to a real person, and then you find out that it's not a real human being you're talking to. You're talking to an AI model. Yeah, I hope that time never comes. I hope it doesn't. Like, You're communicating. Maybe you thought that this is maybe I've won somebody's heart, and then surprisingly, you're not talking to a human being. Yeah, that is really not good. Yeah, not good at all. So that was our 6th bizarre story. Moving on to the 7th bizarre story. Salary surprise gone wrong. Salary surprise gone wrong. So that is our 7th bizarre story. It says a viral video shows an anniversary surprise turning into a disaster when a RS2 lakh. I think this is an Indian currency. RS, if I'm not saying it correct, kindly tell me on the comment section. RS2 lakh salary, approximately $2,400, attached to balloons floated away into the sky. Okay, let me repeat it, the all of it without any explanation in between. Salary surprise gone wrong. A viral video shows an anniversary surprise turning into a disaster when a RS2 lakh salary, approximately $2,400, attached to balloons floated away into the sky. Imagine that. Yeah? So you are supposed to get this money, though it was attached to balloons, $2,400. So before you receive this money, it floats away into the sky. You know, you're not going to actually get this money. Like, maybe it will go and maybe fall somewhere, but once it goes up the sky, you're not going to get it. I am very sure about it. Like, there's no way you can even chase it, you know? It will continue floating away, and you'll never see this money again. So who is to blame here? Yeah, are the people who are supposed to pay this person to blame because they tied the money to balloons? And remember, this actually was someone's salary. Maybe this person has been working for the past, let's say, a month, or maybe 2 weeks. Yeah, somebody told me in the US, they are paid after every 2 weeks, and then there are people who receive their salaries in England per week. So imagine you've been going to work for the past 2 weeks, and also there are people who normally get paid monthly. So no, let's put this example in somebody who goes to work monthly. You've been working for the past 4 weeks. That is a month. And your salary, you're supposed to receive your salary, and then maybe you had taken some loans somewhere. Maybe you never had enough cash, so you had to take a loan to at least cover you before you receive your salary. Or maybe you borrowed. Borrowing is same as loaning, right? So maybe you took that loan, and then you promised that the person or where you took it from, that come end month, I'll receive my salary and I'll pay you. Or maybe you took something on credit, like maybe cooking oil, the essentials in the house. Also rent. Yeah. So imagine you have all this list, and you're supposed to also do shopping for the house. Now you have this list, and then your money, your salary, floats away. Imagine that scenario. It won't be good. It won't be nice. Yeah. So salary surprise gone wrong. A viral video shows an anniversary surprise turning into a disaster when a RS2 lakh salary, approximately $2,400, attached to balloons floated away into the sky. That is our 7th bizarre story. Moving on to the 8th bizarre story. Estonia's ice road. That is the title. And then it says, extremely low temperatures in northern Europe have allowed Estonians to begin driving cars across 12.5 miles, a mile stretch of the frozen Baltic Sea. I really do not have enough information about how do you call it, frozen ice. You know, I personally have never experienced like frozen ice. Never in my life. I've never actually come across. I only see frozen ice on TV and maybe read about it on newspapers, yeah, and such. Like coming across or seeing it, I've never really. So I do not know the experience, but from what I normally hear people saying, it's really hectic. Yeah, you have like to wear a lot of jackets. You have to keep yourself very warm because you might freeze to death. There is a story we did the other day whereby a calf was rescued from a single digit temperatures. Yeah, the calf was taken in. They fed the calf and then they kept the calf warm, and the calf spent the entire day napping on the couch with the person who rescued it, with the kids of the person who rescued it. So I'm trying to imagine a scenario whereby vehicles cannot even like pass through the ice, the slide, which can cause very fatal accidents. So this is actually happening in Estonia. Estonia is found in Europe, right? Yeah, Estonia's ice road. Extremely low temperatures in northern Europe have allowed Estonians to begin driving cars across 12.5-mile stretch of the frozen Baltic Sea. So they're saying they've been allowed to. Yeah. Though there is a video I believe I came across whereby there is a certain truck that passes very early in the morning. It sprays something on the road, and then maybe when daybreak comes, the ice melts away to allow people to drive through. Yeah, I saw that. But here maybe after it passes, spraying that maybe chemical or whatever it is, it again begins to freeze from behind. Wow. This is really, but I believe this comes with seasons. It's not like the normal thing, like maybe from January to January. It takes maybe 6 or maybe 4 months, and then they enter or they begin a new season. I believe so. So that is the 8th bizarre story. Moving on to the 9th bizarre story. It says Lama Police Code. Yeah, Lama Police Code. Now that is the title, and then it says, in Derbyshire, England, a man attempting to evade police by hopping a farm fence was thwarted or blocked. Thwart is to block by 8 llamas that encircled and trapped him. The farm owner reported that the animals acted responsibly and efficiently. So responsibly and efficiently is in quotes, to hold the suspect until officers arrived. I'll repeat that. Lama Police Code. In Derbyshire, England, a man attempting to evade police by hopping a farm fence was thwarted by 8 llamas that encircled and trapped him. The farm owner reported that the animals acted responsibly and efficiently to hold the suspect until officers arrived. So excuse me, llamas are like sheep, though they're taller. So these llamas here, they're very, actually the words the owner used are good words, like responsibly and efficiently. So these are animals, and there is a thief or a suspect trying to evade police. So the suspect jumped into where they were caged, and then wanted to escape through the area they were in. So they decided, like, man, you're not getting out of this. So they encircled him and trapped the guy. So he couldn't like escape, he couldn't get away. So the police came and then they arrested him. When the owner was being questioned, like, how come, what happened here, the owner said they acted responsibly and efficiently. So these llamas or llama are very intelligent. Yeah, I remember there is a bizarre story here which we covered the other day, whereby a cow was using a tool, like a cow was using a broom to scratch her body. So here, llama or lama or lima, I do not really, the way we pronounce is not the same. Yeah. So this lima here actually arrested somebody and then handed the suspect to the police. Yeah, like this guy was trying to evade, this guy was trying to run away. Now we've caught him. Now it's your turn. Take responsibility from here. Yeah, this is actually, it's like as time passes by or as time goes by, animals are becoming very actually wiser than we. Yeah, animals are becoming wiser than human beings. That was our 9th bizarre story, which was saying Llama or Lima Police Squad. In Derbyshire, England, a man attempting to evade police by hopping a farm fence was thwarted by 8 llamas that encircled and trapped him. The farm owner reported that the animals acted responsibly and efficiently to hold the suspect until officers arrived. So that was our 9th bizarre story. Moving on to the 10th bizarre story, it says Boots Glued Victim, the title, and then it explains detectives are investigating a fatal fetish encounter where a victim was found with boots literally glued to their feet. I'm surprised. Then it says, it continues, an OnlyFans model is currently facing preliminary hearing in connection with the unusual case. It ends there. Like boots glued to victim, detectives are investigating a fatal fetish encounter where a victim was found with boots literally glued to their feet. An OnlyFans model is currently facing preliminary hearing in connection with the unusual case. So, excuse me. So, friend, the word OnlyFans caught my attention, and I had to go and do some research. Let me use that. Do some research and find out, like, what is OnlyFans. Yeah, I also think or believe, like, not everybody is familiar with this term, like OnlyFans. Sorry. So OnlyFans says it's an internet content paid subscription service based in London, England, and then I do not really want to use that exact name. It shows, I'm trying to find a better word, like a good word to use. It shows big people content. That is correct. Let me use that. Big people content. I believe you understand what I mean by big people content. So, boots glued to victim, detectives are investigating a fatal fetish encounter where a victim was found with boots literally glued to their feet. An OnlyFans model is currently facing preliminary hearing in connection with the unusual case. So I'm trying to also to figure out, like, How did it happen? Like these are victims, not even a victim. Oh no, these are victim. One, just one, not two, not many. So excuse me. So there is a model here facing preliminary hearing. Like this model actually okay, this is my own in imagination, whereby I am imagining a scenario whereby this model invited maybe this victim to her house, and then maybe they did what they did, and then this victim maybe never had money or cash to pay. So this model here decided, like, because you've maybe wasted my time and maybe energy, what I'll do is I'll glue your feet to your boots. Like, you'll not remove them, you'll be stuck in that. That is actually inhuman. Yeah, this is not good. So imagine whereby your feet are stuck to your boots, like you cannot remove them. Yeah, and it's actually it's painful. Yeah, it's very painful when your skin is being glued to something. Yeah, you're not even comfortable. You're supposed to at least move your feet and enjoy the freedom. But here is a scenario whereby you cannot move your feet. Maybe you wore socks, and then the socks are glued to your skin, and then the socks are glued to the shoe. Wow, that is inhuman. That is bad. Not good at all. So it shouldn't actually be this, like maybe even if this lady here or this man never had like the money to pay, they could have at least come to an agreement, a certain agreement, like I never had maybe enough money, or maybe I never had money at all. So what we can do is, like, when you communicate, when people communicate, they can find a solution instead of acting on emotion. Yeah, when you communicate, you have to get to a solution, or maybe if you cannot get to a solution, then you might get closer to. Yeah, instead of like, now I'm very annoyed, I'm very angry, like I have to do something, I have to revenge, or maybe I have to hurt you. Yeah, that is not really good, not at all. Especially where you want to hurt someone, maybe for him or for her to feel your pain. That is not good. Yeah, you see, if somebody hurts you, maybe for example, I'm not basing this example on this like exact story, but maybe you had let's assume a girlfriend or maybe a boyfriend, and then he or she hurts you by maybe dating one of your friends, you see, and then on you want to revenge. Revenge is not actually the right thing to do. The right thing to do is you just assume and walk away. You see, the universe will find its own way of punishing this person. Yeah, it has to punish this person, trust you me. But if you punish this person, then whatever you do, it will not be like a punishment to this person. Whatever you do will be like, okay, that was revenge, and at the same time, the revenge you're doing to this person might actually again follow you. You see, you might do something wrong to this person and think like, yeah, I've hurt him or I've hurt her. Yeah, you smile and then you walk away, not knowing that your time will come. So the best revenge is just walk away, and then the universe will find its own way to punish this person, right? Thank you. So that was our 9th bizarre story. Moving on to the 10th bizarre story. Oh, sorry, that was our 10th. Now moving on to the 11th. There are actually 14 in total. So, kidnapping hoax gone wrong. Now listen to this. A Florida teenager was charged after staging his own kidnapping and going so far as to shoot himself in the leg to make this story more convincing. A teenager shooting himself, like, actually, in the first place, this teenager is lying that I've been kidnapped, and then he goes ahead and shoots himself. You see, I normally see these things in movies, but I never knew that they happen in real life. Yeah? I lie. Okay, I'm not a teenager, but I assume now I'm a teenager. I'm lying that I've been kidnapped, and maybe I want some money from my parents. You see, we all went through the teenage stage, but there are things that are so extreme whereby you just try to imagine, like getting kidnapped. This thing normally like scares people, especially your family. Like, he has been kidnapped, she has been kidnapped. This thing really scares people the most, because when somebody is kidnapped, you'll either find him or her dead or alive. Yeah. So when they hear that you've been kidnapped, the first thing that comes into their mind is, will we find him alive? Is he alive? And then maybe you give them a phone call and tell them, I've been kidnapped. And you shoot yourself. Imagine going through such a pain just for lying, maybe to get some money. It's not actually worth it. Like, the first thing is, when you shoot yourself, you're not really sure where the bullet is going. Like, is it going to pass through? The bullet might actually make you like crippled for life. The bullet might injure you in such a way that you'll bleed to death. So you are trying to at least fix something, and you are here, maybe you lose your life. Yeah. So okay, if you want to pull such a stunt, like you want to at least maybe it might be maybe the family of this teenager here did something that he thought or he believed that was very wrong, and maybe wanted to get back at them, and doing so, he tried to at least fake a story and then maybe get some cash. You see, if you want to pull such a stunt, I'm not actually saying such a stunt. If you want to at least lie to your family and maybe make them to at least go through some thinking, some like disturb them mentally, maybe you can think of a better way, like not kidnapping and not shooting yourself. You see, this teenager here, now the family has to get money to take this teenager to a hospital, and at the same time, the teenager, as I said earlier, might even not. Why did he shoot himself actually? Leg might not even work forever, or the leg might actually be amputated. Yeah, it like there are a lot of things that can happen to this young man here. Yeah, but we all went through such a stage, and maybe if it could be good if the parents came and talked to this young man here. Maybe there's something he is going through. They talk to him and they try to hear him out. That is our prayer. Like, whatever he did is really extreme, and it needs a lot of attention to at least know and understand what he is going through. So that was our 11th bizarre story. Moving on to the 12th bizarre story, the donkey getaway. Now this was actually the funniest story that I wrote this afternoon. Remember, I normally write my stories on a book. So the donkey getaway. Yeah, it says in Kesiri, maybe Kasiri or Kesiri, in Kasiri, Turkey. Kasiri is found in Turkey. A 26-year-old man broke into a jewelry shop using a heavy lifting machine to snatch through shutters. After stealing 150 grams of gold, he made his bizarre escape on a donkey, which eventually helped police to track his slow moving. Yeah, this is very funny actually. Like you broke into a jewelry shop and then wow, it's really getting late. So it's midnight. It's 12 a.m. here. So you break into a jewelry shop, you steal 150 grams of gold. And then your getaway is a donkey. Donkeys never sprint. So how can you use a donkey to run away? Like seriously? A donkey? Okay, look, from the stories that I normally hear is that most thieves are really very creative, are very sharp. Yeah, very sharp-minded. So this thief here is not sharp at all. Or maybe this person wasn't a thief. Maybe something happened between him and the owner of that shop. So he thought like, I'll punish this person. I'll do this and this and this, and then do this. So this guy, it's like the guy was not actually trying to escape, because a human being can actually run faster than that. So was this guy actually trying to run away? Was he? That is the question I'm trying to ask myself. Like, the donkey getaway. In Kasiri, Turkey, a 26-year-old man broke into a jewelry shop using a heavy lifting machine to smash through shutters. After stealing 150 grams of gold, he made his bizarre escape on a donkey, which eventually helped police track his slow-moving route. So you tell me, was this guy trying to escape, or was this guy just mad, like he only wanted to do something just stupid and maybe feel good about it? Yeah, because there is no way, I'm sure there is no way you can escape using a donkey. Your feet, like you running on your feet, is faster than using a donkey. A donkey here in my country, we normally see donkeys, their work is to carry load, heavy loads. You place them on their back, and then they help you carry it away. So there's no way this donkey could help somebody escape, like help somebody run away. Nah, not at all. So that was our 12th bizarre story, the donkey getaway, which said in Kaseri, Turkey, a 26-year-old man broke into a jewelry shop using a heavy lifting machine to smash through shutters. After stealing 150 grams of gold, he made his bizarre escape on a donkey, which eventually helped police track his slow-moving route. Yeah. So if this guy actually wanted to like run away, escape completely, no police behind him, he couldn't use a donkey. So there is a story behind this story. I believe so. Yeah, that is our 12th bizarre story. Moving on to the 13th bizarre story, just two, then we finish. AU pair sentencing. That is the title, and then it says AU sentencing, the title, and then it says Juliana or Juliana Perez Magalhães, a Brazilian AU player, was sentenced to 10 years in prison today for her role in a bizarre double murder plot in northern Virginia involving her employer and his wife. Wow. I repeat that. AU pair sentencing. Juliana Perez Magalhães, a Brazilian AU pair, was sentenced to 10 years in prison today for her role in a bizarre double murder plot in northern Virginia involving her employer and his wife. So you employ somebody. Okay, personally, I do not believe in employing people. I believe in working with people. So you bring somebody to work with, and then they plan and kill you, and also kill your wife as well. A murder. Okay, let me use murder. They plan, murder you, and murder your wife. Yeah. So this is really shocking. Like, people need to be very careful, like who you employ to work with you. Though I wanted to actually say, like, people should employ people they know. But at the same time, I remembered a certain story. There is a man in my county, Nyamira County in Kenya, Africa. So this guy here, I used to live, or actually had dual citizenship. Like, he used to live in the US and he had a home back in the village. So this guy here came like on vacation to Kenya from the US. He came with the wife to their home. So because there was some family wrangles, the push and pull of family about, obviously, land. So this guy here was in the village in his house. Then a man came, a man they knew, but they welcomed the man into their house. And this man here ended up killing both the husband and the wife. And the way he killed them was actually like inhuman. He tied them using a barbed wire. Yeah. Imagine you tie somebody using a barbed wire, then you slit their throat. It was really bad. So it's really a challenge, like, to employ the right person to work with you. It's a very big challenge. You can employ your close relative, they can murder you. You can employ somebody maybe you know from a friend, they can murder you. You employ somebody maybe you do not know, you know nothing about, they can murder you. Yeah, so what has the world turned into? You see, the thing is, I've been doing a lot of bizarre stories, and I come across so many stories talking about murder. I even have to, at times I'm forced to, like, not write some, to just leave them out, because there are too many on a daily basis. Yeah. So at times I try my best not to at least talk about some which are really not good, like they're extreme. Somebody, imagine a scenario whereby somebody goes to an extent of tying your hands towards the back of your body and then slitting your throat. Like, is this person even human? Yeah. So there are stories that I normally avoid to talk about. They're really bad. Like this one here. AU pair sentencing. Juliana Perez Magalhães, a Brazilian AU pair, was sentenced to 10 years in prison today for her role in a bizarre double murder plot in Northern Virginia involving her employer and her wife. This is very sad. Now the children, the family to this couple here, they no longer have their loved ones, like they died. Not that they were sick. Yeah, you see, when people die of sickness, you at least you understand. Like the doctors tried, we tried, but unfortunately, it was God's will. God's will happened. So here, even in the eulogy, you see where I come from. When a person dies, they normally write down the eulogy, like the time he or she was born, where she was raised, where he went to school, where he did ABCD. Then there's a part which talks about sickness. It's there. Such things, everything about your life, your achievements, everything is there. So imagine here a scenario whereby you've lost someone and then you have nothing to write on the sickness, like they were murdered. And the baddest thing is they two people, not even one. I'm not saying that one could have been fair, but losing your both parents on the same day to the same people, yeah, it's really very sad, very, very sad. So on to our final 14th bizarre story. It says Stefon Diggs plea, that is the title, and then it says NFL wide receiver Stefon Diggs pleaded not guilty to felony strangulation today. The charges stem from an alleged December assault on a private chef. So this NFL player is from the US, I believe. So he wanted to strangle someone. Strangulation is actually a felony. Yeah? And maybe there's somebody who's wondering, like, what is a felony? A felony is a serious criminal offense punishable by government or a state. What I was saying is felony is a serious criminal offense punishable by imprisonment or more in a state or federal prison by the death penalty. Not, what am I saying? Beg your pardon. Felony, serious criminal offense punishable by government, punishable by imprisonment or more in a state or federal prison or by the death penalty. So if maybe you commit felony, as you've said, this is a criminal offense. You can even go to jail for a year or a year plus for felony. So Stefon Diggs here has like a very huge mountain ahead of him. Yeah. And there is also some stories that have been making headlines. Okay, not making headlines, but stories that have been going around that this guy here, Stefon Diggs, wanted to actually marry the former or the wife, since they've not divorced, alias the wife to a rapper from the US known as Offset. So this Stefon Diggs here has been dating Offset's wife. They've been blessed with a child together. So they've been living together actually for quite some time now. So this guy here, they were playing the finals the other day, and he invited according to the internet, he invited his baby mama. He has like 5 baby mamas, if I'm not wrong. And if I'm wrong, maybe you can correct me in the comment section. He invited his baby mama, or okay, I'm not using the word baby mama. He invited the mother to his child to the finals, and he also invited Cardi B. Yeah. So the other lady he invited sat at the front row with the child to this Stefan Diggs, and Cardi B attended the game. She sat in the back, and then she got furious, like, why did he invite her? This is disrespect or lack of respect, and very many things. Yeah. So this Cardi B broke up with Stefan Diggs and said that he never showed her respect, so she had to walk away from the relationship. So Stefan Diggs actually went to the internet and wrote a very big paragraph explaining who he is and what Cardi B should have expected of him. A lot of things. So, in short, Stefan Diggs has a very long way to go. Like, now he has been broken. I'm not really sure about that. I'm just saying, maybe because I'm not going to the internet and then writing a very big paragraph of trying to explain who he is, who he cannot be, shows that he is hurt. And then there is a criminal offense here, felony, he's facing. Yeah, and I told you, he can even go to prison from 1 year or more. Yeah, which was our 14th and final, bizarre story, which was saying Stefan Diggs plea. NFL wide receiver Stefan Diggs pleaded not guilty to felony strangulation today. The charges stem from an alleged December assault on a private chef. Also, put yourself in the chef's shoe, like you've been invited to come and maybe prepare something for maybe somebody, and then maybe you make a joke, or maybe you misunderstand. A misunderstanding comes in between you, and then the guy wants to strangle you. Like, I think you understand what strangulation means. Yeah, catching somebody by the neck and trying to, putting force on somebody's neck. Strangulation. Yeah. Wow. So friend, it's midnight, 12:19. I want to thank you very much for taking your time to listen, to watch, and I hope that you have at least gotten 1 or 2 things. Like, yeah, we are here to study. We are here to learn. Every day we are here to learn, and remember, learning that process, it takes time. Yeah, so we are learning every day. This is what we normally do. Like, we go live to learn. Yeah, and today I left the segment whereby we normally talk what is trending in Kenya, because it's on a Friday. So on a Friday we at least go easy Fridays, right? So I want to thank you very much for being part of this amazing journey. We will continue doing it every day, each and every day. We'll be doing this. So it's a bye for now. Take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, stay safe, and remember to keep peace. My name is Eno Mark 29. It's a bye for now. See you on our next stream.